Are you looking for the best sewing machines? In this video we will look at some of the 5 best sewing machines on the market. Before we get started with our video, we have included links in the description, so make sure you check those out to see which one is in your budget range. Number 1. Brother XM2701 Sewing Machine. For those looking to start sewing but are on a budget, the Brother XM2701 sewing machine is the best beginner sewing machine for you. This machine was simple to set up and thread, and the quick start instructions included numbered illustrations to make the process easy to understand. There is also a lengthier, 52-page instruction manual with details regarding the main features, accessories, and troubleshooting, which is helpful for those who have never used a sewing machine before. We tested several stitches on both cotton and denim fabric and were pleased with the neatness of the stitches. The dial on the front of the machine has icons of each of the 27 different stitches, and it was easy to switch between stitches by simply turning the dial. The only issue we had with this machine was with the buttonhole stitch. Even after consulting the instruction manual and our expert, we were unable to get this stitch to work correctly. Except for this issue, we didn't experience any jams while using the machine, thanks to the jam-resistant drop-in bobbin. A bobbin is a small spool, often made out of metal or plastic, that is wound with the thread for the lower part of the machine. Each stitch is used with a top thread from the needle and a bottom thread from the bobbin. We appreciated the simple and easy-to-use design of this machine during testing and felt that this was one of the best sewing machines for beginners. Even though it has a lower price tag, it has similar features that more expensive sewing machines have. Because of this, it earned a perfect 5 out of 5 score for its value during testing. Product details. Product details. Type, manual, dimensions, 5.86 by 12.01 by 15.3 inches, number of stitches, 27, weight, 12.6 pounds, bobbin type, drop-in, speed, 800 stitches per minute. Number 2. Serger Stylist 7258 Sewing Machine. If you're able to splurge a bit on a sewing machine, we love the Serger Stylist 7258 sewing and quilting machine during our testing. Setting up this sewing machine and threading the bobbin took less than 4 minutes, and we found the numbered arrows on the machine to be helpful. While this machine didn't come with an instruction manual, it did have a QR code that linked to quick start instructions. Even without a physical manual, we still found the initial process to be simple and intuitive, and we gave this machine a 5 out of 5 rating for its ease of setup. We tested a few stitches on this machine, including a buttonhole stitch and a few decorative stitches. The buttonhole stitch performed flawlessly and resulted in a well-made and sturdy stitch. Both of the decorative stitches were beautiful and consistent, and it was easy to change the stitches using the buttons and screen. There are also 100 built-in stitches to choose from, and a drop-in bobbin with a clear cover. We liked that there was a start and stop button so we could choose whether to use the pedal or the button. While you can use the machine for both quilting and sewing projects, it doesn't come with as many helpful quilting accessories as other quilting sewing machines do. How it performed after 2 months. After using this sewing machine for a couple months, it still performed well for various sewing projects including making baby blankets and mending clothes. We liked that we could see the stitch we were going to sew displayed on the LCD screen, and it was easy to switch between stitches. While using it, we could tell the machine was high quality and all of the features and settings functioned exactly as they were supposed to. It also felt intuitive and didn't feel too complicated or overwhelming, making it approachable for a beginner. We wish that the power cord and pedal cord were longer, but otherwise, we thoroughly enjoyed using this sewing machine. Product details. Product details. Type, computerized, dimensions, 7.5 by 12 by 14.5 inches, number of stitches, 100, weight, 14.8 pounds, bobbin type, drop-in, speed, 750 stitches per minute. Number 3. Brother CS7000X70 Stitch Computerized Sewing Machine. For those learning to quilt in addition to sewing, the Brother CS7000X Computerized Sewing and Quilting Machine is the best beginner sewing machine for you. Threading the bobbin took just over 4 minutes, and the machine came with a physical instruction manual complete with illustrations to help us understand the machine better. This computerized sewing machine features a LCD screen that allows you to choose from 70 stitches, including quilting stitches. The machine also comes with 10 presser feet, which help keep the fabric flat as it's fed through the machine, including a free motion quilting foot, a quilt guide, and a quilt table to help provide a larger surface area while you work. Because of the features and accessories, this sewing machine earned a 5 out of 5 rating for its features. To make quilting and sewing even easier, there is an automatic needle threader as well as an automatic bobbin winding system. The drop-in bobbin is jam-resistant, which proved to be effective since we didn't experience any jams when using this machine. We tested a straight and zigzag stitch on both cotton and denim fabric, and both stitches were even and neat. We were also impressed with how easy the buttonhole stitch was to use, and this stitch turned out beautifully as well. Because of the features that come with this sewing machine, we felt the price was more than fair and awarded it a 5 out of 5 rating for its value. After testing the machine, we determined that this was the best beginner sewing machine for those learning both sewing and quilting. How it performed after 6 months. During our testing period, we used the sewing machine for quilting and used quilting needles with thick cotton quilting fabric. The sewing machine was easy to use, and we didn't experience any issues with the functionality of the machine. The included quilting board was helpful, and we loved that the bobbin loaded on the top rather than the bottom. We felt that this made the bobbin more accessible and visible. The quilting board attachment is very helpful to keep my fabric level while I am sewing so it's not draping off of the edge creating strange angles while sewing. Better Homes and Gardens Tester. The only issues we experienced while testing were a few bent needles. This was a user error, but we were pleased that it was simple and intuitive to change out the needle for a new one. We felt comfortable using the machine, and we didn't feel like it was overly complicated or too confusing. Product details. Product details. Type, computerized. Dimensions, 12.2 by 6.65 by 16.26 inches. Number of stitch options, 70. Bobbin type, drop-in. Weight, 10.5 pounds. Speed, 750 stitches per minute. Number 4. Brother 1034D Serger. A serger is different from a traditional sewing machine because it uses 3 or 4 different threads to join or sew the edges of fabrics. Sergers also cut the uneven edges of fabric while sewing. Based on our testing, the best serger for beginners is the Brother 1034D Serger. Right off the bat, we were pleased with this serger because of its relatively affordable price point. Sergers tend to be fairly expensive, and the fact that it arrived already threaded. We unthreaded the machine to see how long it would take to thread it, and we were able to complete the task within 15 minutes, despite some of us having never threaded a serger before. We also found the instructions to be incredibly helpful, especially for beginners. The manual included easy-to-understand instructions and large illustrations that conveyed the information clearly. We do wish that this sewing machine came with accessories that would be helpful for true beginners such as a needle threader, seam ripper, and scissors. When using the machine, we made a few adjustments to the stitch length and width as well as the thread tension, and we were impressed with how quickly the machine responded to these changes. The stitches we tested on fabric were evenly spaced, consistent, and neat. While sergers don't have buttonhole or decorative stitches, we tested a flat lock stitch and found that it made hemming quick and easy. This was one of the best machines we tested, and it scored a 5 out of 5 rating for its value, design, effectiveness, setup, features, and instructions, making it an ideal choice for beginners. How it performed after 6 months. We used this machine to hem napkins, curtains, and more during our testing, and we continued to be pleased with its performance. We didn't experience any technical issues, and it was easy to learn how to use. This serger has definitely made sewing projects easier. I have always felt that hems could be a little more tedious on a standard sewing machine, but this cuts and hems at the same time. Not only is it easier, but you save time as well. Better Homes and Gardens Tester. It worked perfectly for hemming and edging, but keep in mind that it doesn't have all of the capabilities of a traditional sewing machine. Product details. Product details. Type, manual serger. Dimensions, 10.98 by 13.19 by 11.73 inches. Number of stitches, not listed, weight, 8.02 pounds, bobbin type, not applicable, speed, 1,300 stitches per minute. Number 5. Janome easy-to-use sewing machine. Score both a functional and aesthetically pleasing machine with the Janome New Home Sewing Machine. Available in 3 different colors, this sewing machine will help you create projects while looking stylish in your craft room. This machine is beginner-friendly thanks to its straightforward design. You can control the stitch pattern, tension, and needle position with a dial and create back stitches by pressing a lever. It only took us about 4 minutes to thread the bobbin, and we appreciated the detailed instructions with visuals that came with the machine. However, the instructions didn't provide any information about troubleshooting, which we would have liked to reference. The straight and zigzag stitches were consistent and even on both the cotton and the denim. We also tested a decorative stitch and found that it looked attractive and was sturdy and reinforced well. Although we needed some expert help to adjust the buttonhole stitch to the appropriate settings, the resulting stitch was perfectly executed. The quality of the stitches earned this sewing machine a 5 out of 5 rating for its effectiveness. With 15 built-in stitches, you can learn various stitches without getting too overwhelmed by options. Because of its simple features and colorful design, it's one of the best sewing machines for beginners. How it performed after 6 months. During our testing, we used this machine for several beginner-friendly sewing projects including making makeup bags and pot holders, and we were even able to do some basic quilting. We didn't experience any issues with the machine, and we enjoyed learning to use it because of how easy it was to figure out. The machine felt sturdy and durable, and the stitches were always clean and even. Our tester's mother, who has been sewing for over 60 years, described the stitches as perfect when she tried the machine. Because of its lightweight and convenient handle, it was easy to move to another room for sewing projects, and we liked that there was plenty of surface area to feed the fabric through the machine. Beginners will also appreciate the instruction manual. We referred to it quite a few times and always found it to be helpful. The only quirk with this machine is the pedal. It seemed to have a slightly delayed reaction to being pressed. However, this didn't really bother us once we got used to how it worked. Product details. Product details. Type, mechanical, dimensions, 16 by 7 by 12 inches, number of stitches, 15, weight, 12 pounds, bobbin type, front loading, speed, 800 stitches per minute.